Hello and welcome to Career Companion. In this video I will be showing you how to add and edit buttons to your application. So we add buttons the way that we add all the other elements to our application. We go to the element selector and choose link button and select where we want to add it. In this case we'll add it at the end and click the add button. And then if you select it, you can edit the text inside like you would a normal text element. Let's call this companies. So as you can see, we have a couple of different options that didn't display before when we had text elements. And as you can see, we have a couple different options that we haven't seen before in the modify page section. So one of those is the target. And what the target does is, in this text box, you can specify where you want the user to be redirected when they click the button. So, since we've already titled our button Companies, let's have it redirect them to the Companies page. Now, to redirect to a page in your application, what you have to do is you have to put a pound, like we have there, and then the ID of the page. So if we save, let's view the application, we click on the Companies button, it takes us to the Companies page. So we don't just have to redirect within the application, we can also direct the user to a web page outside of the application, like a university website or something like that. So the way that you do that is you just type in the address. So let's redirect them to Google. And we'll go ahead and change the button text while we're at it. So something to note about the target, you must have the HTTP : and then the URL after that. If you don't have that, then it won't work correctly. So let's go ahead and save. Go to our application. Now we're redirecting to Google. There you go. One of the other new data elements we have to work with is the icon. And what that is you can scroll through and select different icons and they'll show up on your button. So for Google, let's look for a search. Yep, there we go. So now we have a little icon there, and if you don't want an icon, you can always use none. So set that one to search, save, and when we go to home, refresh, and we have the little search icon here. So to delete a button, you just select it and click delete like you do with other elements. But link buttons aren't the only kinds of buttons that we have to work with. We also have header buttons, which we can add using these left and right buttons under the header button section. So if you click it, then it'll toggle that button, and it can be edited just like any of the other buttons. So let's make this one, I don't know, tips. Redirect them to tips, and it'll have the info icon next to it. So if we save the page, go back to home and refresh, now we have the tips button in the corner. When we click on that, it takes us to the tips page. So if you don't want a header button, you can just toggle it off again, no problem. And the last type of button we have is the toolbar buttons down here at the bottom. And when you click on them, you can edit them just like you do the other ones. But these stay the same on each page. So if we change this from like tips to just tip, you go to the companies page, it still says tip. And the tips page and all the other pages, this stays the same. That way the user goes to the same place every time, no matter where they're at in the application. And then we can edit the icons and the target just like a normal button. And that is how you edit buttons.